Hey everyone, Ballermurph here. Along with most every one of y'all out there on the interwebs, I've been anxiously awaiting the final installment of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And it's finally here. I haven't done any analysis videos on the previous installments, but this one got me really excited, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a quick video to give you all my take on the final installment and the series as a whole. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the video opens up with a full shot of the room, with only the yellow guy remaining, as the other two TV stars left the TV show in the last two videos. Things I noted right off the bat: the hat that appears in every other installment is there on the bed frame, the cactus that has made several appearances in other videos is there as well, June 19th still shows prominently on the calendar, and there is a statue of Malcolm from episode 3. There's also a figure of the red guy on the shelf, and a little block with eyes that has popped up from time to time in other videos. The two things I found most important, however, were the red book and the pet bowl. So the red book, which I think draws an obvious parallel to the red guy, even though it's on the other side of the room from where the red guy's bed is, reads "Money Win" on the side. This could be trying to symbolize, as shown later in the video, the red guy's so-called successful life, now as an adult in a profitable career. This to me is further outlined by the graduation cap on top of the book, indicating, like most graduates, he's moved out of the house and into the real world to seek his fortune. The bowl for the rat, as shown in a previous video along with other rat-themed references throughout other videos, I believe is meant as a parallel to the ever-watchful eyes of the media, sneaking around like a rat watching your every move. After all, we live in a time of great technological advancement where digital eyes could be watching us at any time, gathering data about our lives, such as our likes and dislikes. I believe this is further personified by the electronic devices and other objects in this and all previous installments that have eyes and always seem to be watching. As we get further into the video, we see several appearances of Roy right off the bat, as well as other references to past installments such as the clown photo, which I believe is worth noting that in the yellow guy's dream here is not destroyed as was seen in other appearances in the so-called reality of the TV show. We also see Malcolm again, and the horse from that episode, as well as the cactus that we've seen in many other episodes. We also see another hint that this is all a TV show, with the stage light peeking out of the roof in the one shot. Roy also is seen popping up again, as he always seems to monitor everything, possibly indicating he is a producer of the show, or at least some sort of adult involved in the production. We also see the picture from a previous episode with the red guy gone and the bird guy already dead. After the yellow guy goes through more turmoil of a bad dream, the video cuts to the red guy in what appears to be his new career. Even though he finally escaped from the control of the corrupt TV programming in episode 4, we see he's still having a hard time adjusting to the adult world. Everyone in the adult world appears to also look like the red guy, other than Roy, who we see a little later on. This is possibly a portrayal of the lack of originality and creativity in the adult world. I also believe this is a comment about our current society now, how we aren't looking for innovators anymore, but boring yes-men to fill corporate jobs. The staircase here also gave off a weird vibe to me. Not necessarily an MC Escher vibe, but something along those lines, I guess. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I thought it was worth noting here. When the video cuts to the bar full of red guys, we hear the word "sad" repeated a few times, and someone speaking about hurting their leg today.
Laid back and sad, and nowadays I hurt my leg today.
There is also a dry anecdote about a bucket or something. Basically all boring, sad adult world stuff. When the red guy takes the stage, naked I might add, he tries to revert to the childhood creativity taught to he and his friends by the first installment in the series. His creativity is met with jeers and booing from the crowd, further indicating the bland taste of the adult world. Their contentment with the terrible piano playing, if you can even call it that, was just further indication to me the lack of creativity in the adult world. It's also notable here that not only do we see Roy in the audience, but he appears to be the only one drinking wine rather than beer, indicating his originality or possibly his creativity. Maybe individuality. Additionally, the door in the back appears to have eyes, showing us that even outside of the show, the red guy is being monitored. Based on the results of this last installment, I believe this monitoring is meant to gather data about the effects of the show on the viewers, which leads to the final result of the video, but we'll get to that. The red guy is then pulled back into the world of the TV show, though this time he appears to be at the controls. As he starts messing with the controls, the yellow guy starts to see characters from past episodes and characters we've never seen before, which possibly represent the ideas that Roy, or whoever the real producer of the show is, have had for saved future episodes that will now never air. We also see Roy on the control panel briefly, though this is coupled with several other cuts and clips from past episodes. When the clock dude appears from episode 2, the yellow guy remembers that he basically made him die.
You made me die! Make it stop!
All other characters he recognizes also bring him stress and grief, including seeing his dead friend back for a brief moment. As we cycle through the new ideas, they get more and more out there. I mean, a saxophone teaching you how to buy a canoe? What?
Teach you how to buy a canoe!
It's also noticeable that we see the file that the red guy was talking about earlier, indicating he was indeed being watched and his ideas were being stolen, as I had predicted. The ideas continue to be crazy and weird, and the yellow guy pleads that he doesn't like it and that he wants it to stop. If we go frame by frame, we even see a distorted version of the bird guy and a seemingly normal version of the red guy. Next, we see a hand reach out to the red guy, which turns out to be Roy's. It's also worth noting as a side note that 1906 on the digital clock is printed on the panel, basically showing the 19th of June, I guess, 619 backwards. This has also been shown in several previous videos, this number combination. Here's my interpretation of the ending and what happens next. Roy finally sees that his show, or the show he has helped work on, has caused pain to all three characters, which are meant to represent different demographics the show has affected. The red guy, or the adult, has not been able to adjust to the adult world, as the show has not taught him what you need to survive in the adult world today. The bird guy, possibly the teenage audience, didn't even survive long enough to make it to the adult world, indicating the show failed him even more, figuratively not even allowing him to make it to the point where he has a job, and quite literally by killing him and packaging him in a can. The yellow guy, or child audience, is met with nightmares and dismay, haunted by the distorted lessons the show has firmly implanted in his brain. The red guy pulling the plug I believe to be symbolism of the cancellation of the show. Roy looks in pain at his failed creation, knowing very well by the data he has collected that the time has come for this to end. We also know Roy to be the yellow guy's dad, since he says this in episode 2.
I'm friends with my dad.
Not only is Roy disappointed by the show, but also in the corruption and pain he has brought to his son, knowing very well the influence of the media has caused permanent damage to the poor mind of the yellow guy. The shot we see at the end I believe to be a new show, basically a rehash of the old one, but incorporating everything Roy and whoever he works for learned from the failures of the old show. If we compare the scene to the first episode, it's obviously much more plain, but there are key similarities and differences to note. The cactus, though different in the first episode from the ones we see in later episodes, has been replaced with a different type of plant. The picture of the sailboat and clock are still there, though the clock is on the opposite wall. The mug, fruit basket, tablecloth, drapes, and notepad appear to all be the same. The floor pattern is the same, though the squares are smaller, and there is still a mouse or rat hole, again fitting with my theory that they are always being watched, if indeed the rat serves as symbolism for the ever-watchful eyes of the media. Of course, the most notable change, however, is the change in the characters' colors, which match the colors they named as creative in the first episode, even the yellow guy's green that was rejected the first go-around. The calendar date also changes, marking a new beginning for the show. Also, in case you're not on the boat of Roy being a producer having some sort of affiliation with production, he does make an appearance in the credits, showing that he did play a role in production, though he may not be the producer. He also shows up in the credits of, I believe, every episode other than episode 1. Well, That's all I've got. Again, these are just my ideas and interpretations. I'm sure I got some stuff wrong, and I'm sure y'all are going to let me know in the comments. But anyway, I'm glad I got the opportunity to make this video. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, the final installment of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I know I certainly did. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. Feel free to leave some comments in the comment section below if you think my theories are wrong, or if you have other theories of your own. Be happy to hear them. Again, thanks for watching.